King David, historical figure or legendary myth. According to Jewish scripture, King David was the second king of the United Kingdom of Israel and an ancestor of the Messiah. He is renowned for uniting the tribes of Israel and establishing Jerusalem as the nation's capital around 1000 BCE. The biblical narrative paints him as a warrior, poet, and a man after God's own heart. For many believers, these accounts are not mere stories but historical facts. Archaeological evidence has been sought to confirm David's existence. The Tel Dan stele, discovered in northern Israel in 1993, is a fragmentary inscription dated to the 9th century BCE. Written in Aramaic, it mentions the House of David. This stele is significant because it is the earliest known reference to David outside the Bible. Avraham Biran, the archaeologist who led the excavation, emphasized its importance in linking the biblical narrative to historical reality. Another piece of evidence is the Mesha stele, or Moabite stone, which dates to around the same period. It mentions the House of David in context with the Moabite king Mesha. These inscriptions provide external attestations to David's dynasty, suggesting he was more than a mythological construct. In the realm of genetics, researchers have sought to trace the lineage of ancient Israelites. A study conducted by Dr. Doron Behar and his team in 2010 analyzed Y chromosome sequences in Jewish populations, linking them to the ancient Near Eastern gene pool. Although this does not directly prove David's existence, it supports the biblical claim of a distinct Israelite lineage, which would include David's descendants. Textual analysis also plays a crucial role. The Bible itself, comprising multiple authors and sources, is seen by some as a composite work blending history, mythology, and theology. The Deuteronomistic history, which includes the books of Samuel, presents David as a central figure. Scholars like Baruch Halpern argue that these texts, while embellished, are rooted in genuine historical events. The consistency of David's depiction across various sources suggests a historical basis for his character. However, strong counter-arguments exist. Some historians argue that the biblical account of David is a post-exilic creation, designed to legitimize future claims to the land of Israel. These scholars point to the lack of substantial archaeological evidence from the 10th century BCE, the time when David supposedly reigned. Sites like Jerusalem have offered limited material culture linked directly to David, leading skeptics to question the historical accuracy of his reign. The lack of monumental architecture or records from David's time is often cited as evidence against his historical existence. Yet this argument can be dismantled. The nature of early Israelite society, which was semi-nomadic and tribal, left fewer large-scale structures. Additionally, Jerusalem's continuous habitation and the overlay of later constructions complicate excavations in the region. Moreover, the Tel Dan and Mesha steles, as well as other Iron Age inscriptions, align with the biblical timeline. This external corroboration is difficult to dismiss. It suggests that David's dynasty was significant enough to be remembered by neighboring nations. While the archaeological record is incomplete, it does not conclusively negate David's existence. Instead, the combination of textual, archaeological, and genetic evidence forms a coherent picture of a historical figure whose life inspired a foundational narrative. The absence of evidence is not evidence of absence, particularly in the ancient Near East, where much remains undiscovered or unexcavated. In conclusion, while the biblical portrayal of King David may contain legendary elements, the convergence of evidence from various domains supports the existence of a historical figure. King David, as depicted, is not merely a product of myth, but a person whose impact on history was profound enough to be remembered across centuries. Does the evidence convince you of King David's historical reality?